Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. So we're going to do the foot bath together. I'm doing the foot bath, but today I made myself do extra self-care because I was doing a lot of different tasks. And one of my mistakes I make, I don't know, for people that come on here and don't know what's going on, it seems to happen often. This is my show for me and those that want to dive into a little bit of healing and raw truth. So I don't know. Like, I mean, I've had a couple emails. I'm like, I guess you didn't read my description. So that's all I have to say on that. If you simply aren't even, if you're just jumping on this show, this weird show of mine, and you didn't read what's going on, then I don't know what to tell you. So for this, because it's, I don't know if it's because it's the well water, but we'll try to get a view here. What we're going to do is, this is the panel, and this is considered a hocus pocus. It's because for years I wouldn't get one. I wish I had gotten one. Be it that I am sensitive to electricity, it does seem like an oxymoron. It's just, it is a really great way to pull out of your feet, and that's what it's technically doing. So I did my self-care today. I didn't just jump up out of bed doing chores. There's the wrist thing. And then I'm trying to hope that I can share some of this while I'm doing that. I had the panel a little far away and it's going to be humming loud. So today I did still do chores when I got out of bed. I mean, there's like a little bit of time in my mind just to do a little centering or whatever, praying. But yeah, I usually, but lately it's been real bad. Pain has been super bad. And I'm going to say it's been since most of the leaves have fallen off the trees, but so what I have to make sure to have this on, and then this is where the humming is going to come from. And then I'm trying to think of how to get this, so we'll go down like to there or something, so. And then the ionizer is what? It's like the metal thing. It's got a coil, and technically that's where a lot of the color starts to come from after you've used the ionizer a lot, and then it came with 2. This set was a little more. I don't know if we were in the 200 or 300 range. It would probably be higher now. But boy, did it come in handy after the explosion on my face. I had medical particles and stuff, and my ear, bleeding out of my ear last August. So August a year ago into September, I wasn't out of the dark yet at all. So got a sweater on, so that's around the extra meat. So right now, though, I want to make sure that it won't let me start the machine unless I have the wrist thing on. You don't want it too tight. Got this on. Then when I enter time, this panel on the one side, it has an E. That's all I can truly tell you. There's probably more than we know, but as far as we know, like, so see this E, it's only at a 6. I want to get that up to a 1.0 or even a 10 or 1. I'm sorry. 0.9 is okay, but even a 1.1. For whatever reason, you have to do the iodized salt. I don't think it's Himalayan or sea salt works. So this water, it's not city water. I noticed I have to put more salt in. And sometimes mid-cycle, so if I do an hour, it's recommended a half hour the first time, but I do about an hour. Now, I haven't done one in some weeks. And so now I already started. And and paintbrush is laying around. And so then I'm going to, I put it on the highest heat. It's called, I can't read it from here, okay? Let's get started with the fun. So I don't know how to do this. So I wanted to share these first. These were discounted at Walgreens some weeks back. It's called Guru Nana. Nandu. No. Nanda. This one has some different scents that I never had around. And then these will last me approximately a year if I buy 6. Okay, we'll say a half a year because I use them for cleaning too. So for instance, when I make the cleaning agent that I use is vinegar water. Everyone loves the smell of vinegar, right? No, I might add sometimes a little rubbing alcohol and a scent. I usually go with a peppermint. This one's peppermint. Or I'll throw in some tea tree too. These had... Just make sure it's just not getting the number up. Uh-oh. That might have been too much then. I don't know, we'll see. My gosh, I'm having a hard time here. This one has eucalyptus. Well, I got that dang wrist thing on. I'm not even supposed to be moving around. Uh-oh. Okay, 1.1, 1.2. We're all right. Okay, I've had orange before. Okay, this is silly. I'm not going to even try to take them out. I'll just read them on the outside. This one shows the Global Farm Alliance that does the sourcing. There's a cedar wood. That was the one I wanted to share. Lemongrass, peppermint, true lavender, eucalyptus. So the new ones to me from here are cedar wood. It's a very light scent. It's very nice, very earthy. And then Guru Nanda has our Global Farm Alliance. Cedar woods from India. Here, I'll just show it. Now, I've been in some really extreme churches and extreme religions where I had stuff like this and it was considered witchcraft. This isn't witchcraft to me. If it's witchcraft to you and you're using it for the wrong reasons, I'm sorry. But there are literally places, churches now are literally doing witchcraft, so I don't know what's going on with all that. But I've been in some where I threw out my animal cards before. It's not tarot. Oracle cards are different. It's just for inspiration and fun. I've had some very rough times where the healing was, it seemed insurmountable, the mountain that I needed to climb over. And it seriously was. What I do need to do soon is write down the things that I no longer participate in and the people that I no longer will associate with on a regular basis. Granted, we have to deal with people day in and day out, no matter where we are. But, or depending how we are or where we live or where we work or whatever. But, I mean, the things I just simply won't put up with. These are amazing. I believe we're making friends with this new store owner at another market. I mean, it really does seem that way. He's shared things with us. Just a very good energy going on. He's trying these now too, and here you're going to say, well, that's new agey because it's called Reiki. Well, I don't know. Reiki is a healing instrument for healing. I am not an ultra Christian, but I do believe there is a good and an evil, and that you do need to be on the right team. In the sense of healing modules like hands-on healing, using herbs, scents, I think it's all very nature-based, and God is nature-based, and he made these things in nature to be utilized, and that's what they did in the Old Testament. And in parts of the New. I'm afraid now I might be a little too high up. 1.3. We started out on these slow. It has the vitamins, a green balance, alkalizing blend. I have to be careful with anything that would be high dose kelp. And if there's too much blue-green algae, I can be too energized. tried it at different times in my life, different doses, and then it has a veggie blend and some other essential minerals and extracts. And so far, it's been really amazing. We got these super cheap because they do expire in March. However, retail much, much higher, 40 to 70 a bottle. Hip and Po are here visiting. They would like their fetch toys, but I'm not going to do that right now. Quickly, we're going to do an animal. Now, I have these videos where I do just some more, just like this. And then I do the exciting videos. And if you don't know the difference between that yet, then I don't know what to tell you there either. Kangaroo, get gratitude. Be grateful for all you're blessed with. In this very materially oriented world, where you're constantly bombarded with so many possibilities, and choices for acquisition, it's easy to forget to be grateful for what you do have rather than feeling envious and resentful for what you don't have. I think this is perfect for the current world and situations. This is by Stephen D. Farmer. If you just visited What is Going On, Hippos met the book outside once back at the other place. They were they were quite the little rascals. You couldn't turn that way for even 10 seconds. I'm not exaggerating. There's something else. It's easy to forget to be grateful for what you do have. Oh my gosh. It's easy to forget to be grateful for what you do have rather than feeling... Should we start over? Because it's a short read. It's pretty short. In this very material... Okay, be grateful for all you are blessed with. Kangaroo, gratitude. In this very materially oriented world where you're constantly bombarded with so many possibilities and choices for acquisition, I think I have that wrong, and accumulation, it's easy to forget to be grateful for what you do have rather than feeling envious and resentful for what you don't have. And what is she doing now? I do not agree with tarot cards. I do not. Some of the oracle cards even get a little bit too, not liking it. I don't think you should be ordained as a witch. I don't think you should be in a witch coven. I do not think you should be manifesting to get what you want. That's manifestation magic. That is pretending that you're God. My belief theory is Creator God, Jesus Christ, is what guides my life. If I don't get what I want when I want it, there's a reason for it. Can I still whine and cry about it? Yes. Will Jesus deal with me later about it? Yes. Yes, he will. He will. He's always dealt with that side of me that I get confused, or I just don't understand why we knew here, but then we still felt like we had to come here, but we knew that this was probably about 20 of the neighbors. Well, we had the whole neighborhood. And most of the last neighborhood was on. They had my medical records, everything distributed. They had a false PPO put through with lies and slander, all lies. These people were psychotic as a large group. I figured this guy would be kind of like on the order of 10 of them, with maybe a couple stragglers, but you will hear a beat. So I took my feet out, trying to get a little bit better sitting position here. It was kind of heavy on my one leg. And I might have other stuff that pops up. That I do not believe healers, like hands-on healers, should be charging hundreds of dollars. Someone thought they were kind. This was several years ago, but the doctors got a hold of me in the ward, and there was a setup, and it was to further discredit me. I was inches away from where I could get off of the my early Social Security I took, and doing like a side work of a form of healing. But I did not charge as much money as other healers. It was very bizarre to me because it was as if that it was like almost like this thing where they were like, and it was involved nuns too. These nuns nosed in, the nuns in Monroe, and everything really, really, really did just go bad after that. I didn't meet up with the nuns. I didn't want to be invited into that because the nuns that we have here, I think, really did start to get extra out and like the pseudo too mystical type. And they were very pushy, like I needed to come to this luncheon, and I'm like, having some very trying times right now. And there was this situation that developed with the agent, if he was a real agent, who warned me through email and text, or excuse me, phone calls, pretty much to stop my healing practice because the government was gonna kill me. And if they could get, it was bad. And they would get me back in the hospital, they were gonna do it there. Because I had healed some people, and they thought they were doing the right thing by getting a hold. I've told this story before. Getting a hold of these groups. I didn't heal them. God healed me, healed them through me. And anyone that I ever helped get healing, I always said, "This is through God. This is through Jesus Christ. This is not me doing this." That was always my practice. And thought they were doing the most special thing for me by contacting these healing associations like worldwide. But then these healing associations had a hold of me, and they're like, we'll advertise you and we'll help you promote your business, but you have to charge 100 plus an hour. And I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to be a part of this association. I don't need a membership. I work with God and God alone. There's like a gnat there, and there's something on the screen. Is this really going on today? Yes, it is. So next thing I know, there's a cartel. This half-retarded friend of mine out in Cali, I don't know, she's grabbed up or voluntarily. The son is locked up because he's going to kill this cartel guy. I mean, they weren't even in the cartel that I knew of. I talked to the son, and he was just like, I can't believe mom's doing this again. This guy is so bad. I'm going to end up KILing him. He's really, really bad, Heather, crying on the phone with me. He's trying to make me and mom do stuff together on video. I hate to exploit this, but I didn't use any names. I changed the names in the Island Moon book. And next thing I know, I'm being Zappa-trapped and abused at U of M, and they're threatening to lock me up for good. That's the way the story goes. Went in there with a high-level anxiety. I said, people are trying to get me. They said I was lying. I was delusional. I was. That's when they started the rap sheet of paranoid schizophrenia. They shifted right over to that. They weren't going to let me do healing even. Healing work. I don't know, like hands down, like I don't have a number. I don't have a roster in those couple of years or more that people got physical healing. And this is about Jesus. This isn't about me. And I can go ahead and twist it around. Is the one I do know the one woman. She'd spent her whole life with the doctors. It was a daughter. The daughter's whole life was just destroyed through the medical groups, and they were just at the end of the rope, because you don't come to a psychic healing fair if you're usually at the top of the ring, And I didn't have faith in it that day. When she told me all of it, I was just like, I'm going to do my best with Jesus, but we're in this room with these other women that are working. It's loud. I can focus only so much, but I am going to put all of my love I can into this with Jesus. And I pray that some sort of relief occurs. And I laid my hands on her shoulder for quite some time, probably her head, and we did some clearing, and apparently some sort of miracle took place. And there was a few others like that, and I thought, wow, I'm finally doing God's work. I was sober, and I wasn't drinking, and I wasn't smoking green for calming. It didn't mean I still wasn't dealing with periods of horrible in and out anxiety attacks. But I could do this work kind of on my own schedule and whatnot. And then next thing I know, shit hit the fan. So we aren't going to get to have fun today because I had to go into a testimony. And I wanted to read out of the Bible too. So I think we get the gist about the kangaroo look. I'm just going to do the gist. Sometimes things can be right under our nose, but we're so focused at seeing what's out and around us about what other people have or what we perceive as what they have, and we don't have a clue. We just use our perception to think that we know exactly what it would be like to be in their shoes. And most of the time, when we're going about it in that kind of envious, jealous, vindictive kind of mentality, just kind of loathing and that green envy, we're probably 100% wrong. And if I don't get that, like, kind of out of the way, it probably won't even come up on the camera. I'm the one seeing it. The other thing is I am open to some Native American things, but not all of it either. We don't have enough full information. All of our history was destroyed, by the way. And I'm always the first one to say, there's a reason in the Bible that Jesus says in Revelation and another couple spots that people that tamper with the word Waksapi Wakikita. I said it wrong. So again. This is the Oglala Lakota College in South Dakota. Something in there I was going to read, but now I went off on that testimony. So what year was that? I talk about blind faith. I was just like, oh Lord, I'm finally doing my calling. Maybe it was. God didn't want me even charging a dime, and maybe I had tipped over into some stuff I shouldn't have to some degree, but it was never manipulative, like seance stuff, but I definitely had tapped into some stuff I probably shouldn't have with, well, I was working with witches, and they all wanted me to be a witch. I mean, I'm not going to be a witch. And it always come back to full circle about, oh, so you want to live in this double wide and you don't want to help more monetarily with your husband to help him. He was on like ungodly hours. I'm like, and John agreed too at that time, is so then we never see each other. No one's ever with Jesse at all. Nobody's there to help Jesse at all. We're just work. And nobody ever agreed with our theories. It was like he was making so much money at that point, above and beyond a normal amount for us. And like, we wanted me home to be able to do things around the house, fix the trailer up, the double wide. There's a bunch of carpet pulled out of there, a lot of painting done, a lot of backsplash, different spiff ups. And we just wanted me to be able to get some time to do my writing and stuff. And John always felt that was if I could continue to do the healing for people when I felt like I could. This here is great. This is a great book. I can't say I read all of it, but it's a really easy read. It's a quick read, and there's pictures in it. And the pictures are funny because, it's 80s. It's 80s, or it's just the one guy and stuff. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't. Are those called mullets? No, this is a funny hairdo. I don't think it'll show up. It doesn't matter right now. It's funny. Anyways, this is like when, in this book, that's what this book discusses, is we're not always in a situation where you can have a weapon. I want to go over it. That's another thing. It's making me remember this other thing I wanted to share. No, unless you're really doing like pioneer time, and I just posted that on my Quora. Oh, the other thing about Quora is a lot of the people aren't probably real people. Just letting you know that. And it takes a long time to sift through what's real and isn't. And I got to do a lot of reporting of, I did initially for the first year, I had to do a lot of reporting of sexual, explicit stuff coming through, pornographic more or less. But you just keep reporting it. You just put the thing and then you put it's inappropriate, and then eventually it'll clear up. But I'm in too many groups now in Quora. I can't possibly keep up. And I'm actually taking a bit of a break, more and more, not online as much as I was. I was really, really on there more. Kind of just, I got all just into these groups and was just loving it. And I still love them. I still love, and if there's a lot of real people that I kind of met, I love you. I'm not leaving. I just need some break. I need to resort here, and I do this periodically. Rapid assault tactics. Okay, because this is important. So Kiora, please, I love you. Don't think the girls I met up with, I love you. I love you, especially the healing groups. Love them, love them. Just I'm in too many groups. I can't even possibly keep up with what's going on. And I think I was offered to be contributor in some groups. I can't even do that. I'm lucky to know how to easily post what I need to without the device not working. So we're already at 25 minutes. I did want to read a verse. Did anything make sense here? Probably not. I wanted to show some pictures from, I don't know if this is National Geographic. Yes. Okay. For instance, if I had gotten to go to Sri Lanka and it was just before the COVID shutdown, I think they were making like the threats of it, like this might happen, but I was like, no, I'm not falling for this fear tactic. This is gonna blow over like everything else. I'm gonna go somewhere exotic. I want to see monkeys. I want to hang out. I want to ride a bicycle with a basket on it. I want to be somewhere that's very, very like rural like that. I want to be in a tree house, and it was a resort. It was a resort style, and it's all netted. It was very beautiful from what I could see. It wasn't like out in the middle of a tribe. There was a meal prepared. I had running water. But I still wanted that authentic feel of, but it was a 22-hour flight. The vaccines were getting to be a bit of a hiccup. Couldn't get, my mother again refusing any vaccine files because she would hate for me to ever see what they injected all in me. And Ohio wasn't releasing them. They said, oh, that's old. Do you realize that you can have a bunch of medical malpractice and God knows what done on you? If you don't retrieve all that information in time, it's destroyed. It's destroyed. It's like you never even had those shots or procedures. So many flaws in our medical field. I mean, you got to be kidding me. So for me to go to Sri Lanka, what was I going to have to get? Was they even going to let me just do the real, and then I knew I was going to have to probably get one or two of them. Or was I finding a way around that? I might have been able to still then find a way around that, like the malaria one and stuff. So I had everything booked. What are we doing now? Okay, so I couldn't carry a weapon on the plane with me to Sri Lanka. A 22-hour flight, where are we stopping? Where do I got to transport over? Sri Lanka's had some scary events, especially in the city there where the airport was. And then they still were going to have to take me through a vehicle type van all the way through to where this place I was heading. And so what are you going to do? Like, if you're traveling, you can't carry weapons. You can't have a knife on the plane. You can't carry your handgun. And I mean, yeah, have it at your house. But most people are grabbed or some crazy event occurs when they're traveling. That it does. Especially for females traveling alone. I don't recommend females traveling alone anymore. You can say Jesus will protect them, but that's cool too. I can't travel alone. I couldn't even get from Michigan to Pennsylvania and back in one. Stupid. So, too many groups on Kiora. I can't keep up, but I truly appreciate the 230-some subscribes. YouTube, it's just not for anyone. And I think I had two friends saying nothing pops up. So I don't know. Meaning it wasn't in their feed. It didn't matter if they even tried to go in and find the videos. So rapid assault tactics, because how often